that a definite?
Well, I've been definitely offered. Is it squeezed in?
And do you think that you would actually be on the telly then? Is it going to be like Big Brother with lots of people standing around?
I'd hope not. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, man.
It's so hard to tell in TV, isn't it?
Exciting.
It's very exciting.
And, who's the name? What's the name of the woman judge on it? The really ludicrous, obnoxious one. Not Rachel Hunter, but
Natties, not Natalia. Nutties. There's Pingu. Or Peru, or whatever his name is. Pingu's a character from Nathan Barley.
Yeah.
But Peru is the absurd photographer. And then there's Rachel Hunter. And then there's Nick Knox, Natty Knox, Natty.
I can't remember.
Tanya. Maybe it's Tanya, yes.
Tiddles.
Yes.
This is Make Me a Supermodel on Channel 5 we're talking about, in case you just
Not
don't
very
know
coherently.
what the hell we're talking about. This is Adam and Joe on XFM. It's music time once again. This is The Coral with In the Morning.
What's you looking for? Not you, listeners. Stop talking. Sorry.
Mountains wouldn't part for me. They have no uncertainty. I'm just a passing.
Do you know what? This is just suddenly everything just went disastrous there.
Why?
Because I put the wrong song on.
Are we on again?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is like a behind-the-scenes link.
This whole song.
This is something for media students
The
out
whole
there.
show is behind the scenes. That's the problem with us. There's nothing in front of the scenes at all.
Okay, it was your fault, Adam Buxton, so come on, carry Phil.
Okay, Phil. Here's The Coral. Well, there you go. That was worth actually getting to in the end, because it was fantastic. In the Morning by The Coral.
Yeah, so listen, Valiant versus Robots.
Oh, yeah, I've seen neither of them, but I'm very excited. You know, like any father of young children, these films become super important because you're guaranteed to have to sit through them about 500 times.
It's an interesting period because, of course, they're both big CGI movies. One of them's British, one of them's American. They've both got the same people in them, both got Ewan McGregor and Jim Broadbent in them. So they're very similar. The main difference is one's British, one's American. So it's like a big test of whether the British film industry can make a big American-style CGI movie. I've seen Robots. I haven't seen Valiant.
Valiant is about pigeons in the Second World War.
That is correct, yeah. So, you know, and it looks as if Valiant won't make as much money as Robots. It's inevitable, I think, based on the fact that which word can a 3-year-old pronounce better? Valiant or Robots? Robots.
Yeah.
If you said to a child, do you want to see Robots or do you want to see Valiant? They'll go, you know, what does they won't even know what the second word means. They'll go, robots, won't they?
Yeah, they love robots.
Yeah, exactly. So, come on. I mean, they really should have thought that through at the development stage with Valiant. If I'd been on the crew of that film, I would have pointed that out.
What would you have called it then?
Pigeons.
Pigeons or the Birdie film?
Dirty Birds.
Dirty Birdies.
Winged Rats.
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that. But anyway, it got me thinking, and I'm thinking, well, you know, there's a way to make a talking bird movie very, very cheaply that no one has yet done. And this is it, okay? So the film's about a gay parrot.
Yeah.
Alright, it's a big CGI spectacle about a gay parrot. Can you think of a good name for that?
Polly wants, boyfriend.
Yeah, okay, stop right there. Stop right there. So it's called Polly.
Okay.
It's about a bright pink parrot. All you do is you get your scripts, you get a brilliant script, and then you get a parrot for every, you buy enough parrots for every line of dialogue. So say 500 parrots. You teach them all one line of dialogue. Because parrots can, for real, talk, can't they?
Yeah.
So you teach them all a line of dialogue each, spray them all pink, thereby the gay parrot thing. Bob's your uncle. Make the film.
That's a bad idea.
It's a fantastic idea. You don't have to bother with any of the CGI. You've got talking parrots.
You don't have to bother with the CGI at all anyway. You just dub them. Have you not seen Paulie?
Okay, well, what about this? What about you just put a sort of weird digital sheen on it that makes it look CGI, even though it's actually real?
Did you think of this very late last night when you were quite ill?
Yeah.
I bet.
I think that parrot idea is a winner.
Hey, have they got songs in Robots?
There is some Tom Waits music in Robots, and there's a terrible moment when they start singing, Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Is Robots no good then?
Robots is terrible.
Oh, that's a shame. I was really excited
about that. It's good for the kids,
that.
will love it, but it's like a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. It's amazingly sort of unoriginality.
My wife went out and made some unauthorized purchases this week and came back with Shark's Tale. I'm the one that does the CGI film purchasing for the children, not her. She came back with that pile of carp. Hey? There's a little Shark's Tale joke for you. And what else did she bring back? She brought back something else completely unauthorized that I don't really want in my house. but I'm very disappointed about Little Robots. One of the things I've been subjected to recently is a lot of very bad songs in these animated films.
Polly Wants a Pecker.
Polly Wants a Pecker, very nice. Well,
Yeah.
Polly's presumably...
Well done, that came in by text.
Another
anonymously.
pecker.
Well done.
Anyway. Yeah, so I've been collecting some of the worst songs that pop up in these animated films, because they very often have a moment around about halfway through when they have a little montage of all the action going on, accompanied by a really dreadful song that they've got someone to do especially for the film. Of course, the brilliant ones are things like Randy Newman, You Got a Friend in Me, and all the classic Disney ones.
Wasn't that brilliant? It lost Ditties in the Dock for you last week, Adam.
Yeah, well. So here's... I just want to play you some of the ones that I've been listening to. This one is called... This is from Help, I'm a Fish.
Oh, no.
With Michael J. Fox, which isn't a bad film. It's not too bad.
You're going to play some?
Yeah, check it out. This
Okay.
is the sort of main theme.
Yeah, this was on telly over Christmas, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I saw this on telly over Christmas, or as much as I could bear. Is this Aqua?
It sounds like Aqua, doesn't it? It's by...
The kids love this sort of stuff, though. This is
No.
like musical orange juice.
They absolutely do not love
Musical
it.
E numbers.
If my son is any indication, he's not interested. He's
Well,
mu-
it's probably going to be straight.
He's
Little gay
obsessed.
kids love this.
Really? It's by someone called Lunar.
Yeah, being a fish isn't that person's main problem.
And check this out. Check out the lyrics to this one, also from Help, I'm a Fish. This is a song called Do You Believe in Magic? And this comes at a point in the film where basically they've discovered that if they want to be transformed back from fish into human beings, they have to collect a number of ingredients, but they've got to do it before the sun rises. Now, all these facts are cleverly incorporated into this song. Listen.
Ingredients being gathered, we're on the run. All of this needs to be done before the sun sets. My friends are trusting. What's next?
Yeah, that's
Pretty amazing rapping there. And they have these raps sort of pop up in these songs every now and again, as if people just sort of assume, well, kids, they like the rapping, and it'll be better for them if there's some rapping, so we'll put a rap in it. And, you know, even so-called rap geniuses like P. Diddy aren't immune from this kind of thing. This is a track from the Wild Thornberrys movie, which is fantastic. I recommend the Wild Thornberrys movie, but this is a rather low point at the end.
Is this P. Diddy rapping?
Yeah, check this out.
Dance, come on, let's dance, come on.
He's going to start soon. All the Thornberrys are jumping about. Here it comes.
Yo, I'm going, back. Let's dance to the music just like that. Move around, shake it up, yeah, I like that. It's a party, so I know you like that. Come on, I wanna see you dance some more. Let's keep it going, y'all move when the jam come on. Till the morning, screaming out, haze and hoes. I don't think they understand. Get up, let's dance, come on.
I'm going, back. Yo.
Yeah. You know, but that, you know what that is a reference to, Adam Buxton?
What is it?
It's LL Cool J with I'm Going Back to Cali. I'm going back to Cali, which is a very, very famous 80s hip-hop hit. So Puff Daddy's slipping in a little reference for the Puff Daddies.
Now I feel stupid.
Yeah?
Now I feel
But
really
they have to
stupid.
pop a farting noise in there, don't they, just to keep the kids interested.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Well, I'm finished. That's all. I just wanted to get those ones off my chest, and a few films there
Wow,
for you
there
to...
you go. So that was sort of a 10 to 15 minute chat about CGI films,
Yeah, sorry about that.
cartoon films.
We'll be back shortly.
XFM.
Oh, that's tiring, isn't it? Every day, I love you less and less by the Kaiser Chiefs. Can I just read out a quick email, Adam?
Go on, then.
On the subject of robots versus Valiant. It's a very nice email. Who's it from? From Nikki in York. She says, love the show. Regarding the subject of robots versus Valiant, I took my son to the cinema. He's 4. I asked him what he wanted to see, robots or Valiant. And he replied, nah, I don't want to see robots as it's on telly. Referring to the BBC's Little Robots with Lenny Henry.
That's right.
I want to see the Pidgeys.
The Pidgeys. That's what they should have called it.
Pidgeys. He laughed all the way through. I couldn't understand why he found it so funny. Oh, I wish I was a kid again, in brackets. He wanted to watch it again. There we go. So that's sweet, isn't it? But he said, and after it, he said it was okay, but Incredibles is far better.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. And she wants us to play Ian Brown's The Sweet Fantastic, because it's the only song that can get her 11-week-old daughter off to sleep. Have we got that? Well, we haven't got time, I'm afraid, Nikki. But thanks for that email. That's very nice. and our text competition's been to make up a BBFC warnings box for your favourite film. We've got John on the line. Hello, John.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm alright. I'm quite hungover, but
oh dear.
alright.
And your texts are under the name of Pale John.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Can you explain that to us, please?
Well, I'm a chef, so I spend all day under artificial light and not getting any sun.
Right, so do your friends call you Pale John?
No, that's just a personal moniker.
Are you so pale that when you go out in the sun you actually make people go snowblind? You know, you actually can't be looked at with your shirt off. I used to be like that.
Well, yes, I do. I do look quite like Brian Molko or him out of The Cure.
Are you very scrawny as well, John?
Yes, I have a pigeon chest.
So you look a bit like the guy from, what are they called? Not the Stereophonics, but the Stereo MCs.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, the skeletal guy who always used to hold his hands out in photos. That was the only pose he could do, was hands close to the lens.
Or maybe like Christian Bale in his new film when he...
The Machinist, yes. He's lost a lot of weight.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's not good, John. You should have some cakes and get some sun. But your texts were very good. They were our favourites. I've edited them a bit, because the point of these BBFC boxes is they're very succinct. I particularly like yours for Cruel Intentions, which would be contains that bit in the park.
Yes.
Because let's face it, that's all anyone cares about. There's quite a good bit in the bedroom as well, isn't there?
Well,
with Ryan Philippe.
No, the bit in the park's the recommendation, yes.
I think you're absolutely right. And your other one that we read out previously was Independence Day, contains the knob out of Hitch.
That's correct.
I think that's extremely good. So, are you interested in seeing Feeder or The Departure?
I think The Departure.
Okay, so 2 tickets to The Departure will be, I was going to say winging their way to
I was thinking winging their way. Go on, let's...
Well, yeah.
We're going to send them into you in the post.
Thanks very much.
Winging their way to you right now, John. And thank you very much indeed for your call.
Yeah, but you know, we called him actually. Thanks for picking up and agreeing to come on our show.
Thanks very much. Thanks.
Cheers, John.
Have a sandwich and don't go out in the sun because you'll burn, man. Now, after this next track and some advertisements, we're going to launch Ditties in the Dock this week. Right now, here's a track from Beck's album Guerrero. This is Girl. That's Girl by Beck from his new album, which has received a couple of lukewarm reviews. I think it's a smash. Well worth a listen. This is Adam and Joe on XFM. Time now to launch Ditties in the Dock. This is the part of the show where Joe and myself battle it out for who gets to play the very last song of the 2 hours here on XFM. Joe, do you want to go first or shall I?
I don't mind.
Well, this week it's instrumentals. We are battling it out to play, and I'll go first. I've brought in Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs. It's, you know, a fairly obvious choice. It's one of the all-time classic instrumentals.
I think, in fact, it's the all-time greatest instrumental song. On a lot of the internet lists that I looked at, it's number one.
There you go. Well, it was a number one hit by Booker T and the MGs. And for those of you who don't know about them, they were Booker T and the Memphis Group is what MG stands for. Booker T Jones was in the band with Steve Cropper and Donald Duck Dunn, who of course were part of the Blues Brothers band. And they kind of created the Memphis soul sound, the Stax sound.
I love that sound.
Was associated with people like Sam and Dave, Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, all those kind of people. But this is an amazing instrumental. It's so meaty and chunky, played on, I think it's a Hammond organ, I might be wrong about that though, but it's just one of the most sort of quintessentially 60s groovy, I can't think of any other cliches to describe it.
It's a classic.
It is an absolute classic. If you're not familiar with it, do yourself a favour and give me a vote for Green Onions. Incidentally as well, it's the reason that, who are the crisp manufacturers? Golden Wonder. It's the reason why Golden Wonder made their cheese and onion crisp packets green. It's a little trivia fact for you there, because of the song Green Onions. Joe, what have you got?
Okay, well, it's sort of a funky instrumental playoff, because, I mean, I was trying to figure out what to choose last night, and I considered Green Onions, Wipe Out by the Surfaris, a couple of good Frank Zappa instrumentals, some Floyd, Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys would have been a good choice. Yep. Hawaii 5-0, Average White Band, Pick Up the Pieces. These are all things I rejected, in favour of a track by Marvin Hamlish. It's from my favourite James Bond movie, The Spy Who Loved Me, and it's the music that accompanies the opening pre-credits ski chase in The Spy Who Loved Me, the one that climaxes with Bond skiing off a cliff and opening his Union Jack parachute. And it's basically a disco rendition of the James Bond theme, but it's amazingly funky. It's got that bass line that goes Bond, 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 Bond. Do you know the one?
I do, and at one point it
Fantastic
goes
strings.
babble, babble, babble.
It's amazingly good. It's called Bond 70.